Okay, so for those of you who just stepped into class, right, I'm actually introducing the Cold War. And what is significant about the Cold War is the fact that, for the entire duration, there was no direct confrontation between USA and Soviet Union. The Cold War, do you all know the period that it lasted for? How long did it last for? Which year did it start?
1947
Very
to
good,
1991.
1947. Yes, to 1991. Okay, why is 1991 significant? Okay, 1991 is basically the collapse
Of the communism.
of Soviet Union. And once Soviet Union collapsed, communism collapsed, and therefore the Cold War was over. Right? So, no direct confrontation between USA and Soviet Union. So we were talking about, why were these two countries the superpowers after World War II? USA because of her economic and nuclear ability, right? So she was the leader of the democratic world. Whereas on the other hand, Soviet Union was the leader of the communist world. And do not forget, Soviet Union actually defeated Germany as well.
But not alone, right?
Yes, true, not alone. But then, in the eyes of the communist world, she was the leader then.
So then what happened to the big three?
Okay, so we were also talking about that. Okay, what happened to the big three?
Become the small three.
Okay, Britain and France. France was actually invaded by Germany. Okay, so France suffered very heavy losses. Britain also spent a lot of money, right, on the war and cannot compare with USA. So there was no longer the idea of the big three anymore, but it more became of like the allied powers. Right, the allied powers, or the democratic countries versus the communist country. Okay, another thing that I want to talk about before we go into the next slide, is the idea of proxy wars. So, another significant thing about the Cold War is the idea of proxy wars. So, what is a proxy war? Okay, these are basically conflicts that happen in other parts of the world where you see USA and Soviet Union having an indirect influence. Okay, proxy wars are usually wars that were fought, and there was always a very clear line. It was always between a pro-communist and a pro-democracy kind of party within a country. And when that happens, you will see that USA and Soviet Union, they will start to come in, they will start to help, share resources in order to help their side win. So the Cold War is really two sides. There are only two sides in the war. Either you are on the democratic side or you are on the communist side. Okay, so Cold War, if you think about it, is between the Democrats.
What right?
Maybe I put democratic side
Communist
versus the communist. Okay, there is no in the middle. There is either one. So some example of proxy wars that happen. Okay, two of which you will study one, which is actually the Korean War.
Yeah, K-pop.
Okay, if you come back next year, but please don't.
So Korean War is next year.
No, Korean War is this year. Okay, you come back next year, but please don't. Okay, please move on.
But I miss which I come back. I want to see.
Okay, you will learn about the CNC, which is the Cuban Missile Crisis, and there is definitely more. Now there is talk that they are going to adapt the syllabus
Yeah.
The upper set syllabus, okay, to also include the Vietnam War.
Yes, more war, more
Right? Okay, not now lah. I mean not now. I mean like in the future. So and also the war in Afghanistan.
Ooh,
Okay, that is also a proxy war.
it's all going right.
Okay. So this is a very, very big overview of what the Cold War is about. Everybody can follow so far? Yes? Okay, you have the slides in front of you, so it's actually quite easy for you to follow. Now, the next slide, okay, actually gives you a definition of what the Cold War is. So if you were to define the Cold War, it actually refers to the geopolitical, ideological, economic, and military rivalry that developed between the USA and the Soviet Union, okay, after World War II. So like I said, it was actually like a competition. Okay, so the Cold War is a competition on which ideology was better. And what were the two ideologies in competition here? Yes, okay. Communism versus democracy. So there's a lot of you will as we go along you will see that competition took place on different levels, right? They also compare, okay, not just who got better nuclear weapons, but they compare things like who can be the first country to send men into space. Okay, that's known as the space war. So you have the nuclear arms war, you have the space war.
Are we going to learn about the space war?
Yeah, lah, the space, okay, space race, okay, the nuclear arms race, okay, the space race, okay, but the idea of race, okay, you can also look at it war, but maybe not so much, like in the idea of a Cold War, lah, not direct. Okay, about who can come out with better technology.
Yes, you want.
So, today, as part of our introduction, we're going to look at this question and try to answer it. Now, you know that towards the end of the European War, USA and USSR were actually allies, correct? Because Soviet Union was betrayed by Germany, right? After signing the pact, right? And then you have Hitler invading Soviet Union. So Soviet Union had no choice, okay, but to join the side of the Allies because she needed their help to defeat Hitler and Germany. So they were technically on the same side. So why is it that they became enemies for a grand total of more than 30 years? Right? Okay, so let's set the stage now. Up till 1945. Okay, things that you should know by now. So I won't really spend too much time, okay, because I've been mentioning it. But you know that World War II in Europe happened, right? World War II in Asia Pacific also happened. Okay, you should know what is the meaning of ideology. Okay, it's a system of belief. So, the West, okay, practice capitalism and democracy. Now, do you all recall what is capitalism? Okay, money, but what kind of system is it? What? Yes, it's to do with money and economy, but what do they believe in? Yes, okay. So basically, capitalism is about market forces of demand and supply. Okay, I was just talking about this to my step 2 class just now because we were talking about after Japanese occupation and the threat of communism. Okay, so then I was actually sharing with them what is communism and what is democracy and capitalism. So very simple. What do I mean by based on market forces of demand and supply? Now let's think about a good, okay, or an item that recently became very much in demand.
Mask.
Yes, the surgical mask.
Mask.
If you remember, okay, or if you even purchased in the past, right, before the COVID-19, I could simply go into Watsons, and I can buy 10 pieces of the surgical mask, okay, for $2.95.
I thought it's illegal to increase the price.
Okay, but
Why?
but now because of COVID-19, the masks are in great demand, and the supply cannot keep up. So how much is the price of a mask right now?
$50 per person.
Okay, on average, right, I've seen, okay, 50 pieces, okay, 50 pieces is about like $35 to $40.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so the price, can you see how much the price has actually increased? Because of what? And people are still buying, you know.
For what?
People are still buying, okay, because they feel that they need it, right? And people are willing to pay, and that's why the price can go up.
So I thought it's
Okay, so
illegal.
this is basically market supply.
So the government says it's illegal.
Okay, it's illegal in the sense that, like for example, Watsons cannot put the price up. Okay, but it's just that all these places, right, where the prices have been fixed, right, they don't have supply. So if you go to the pharmacies today, okay, you will see that they will tell you that, okay, all the supply of masks completely sold out. Okay, yes, but there's hand sanitizer now. All right, hand sanitizer, yes, but no more masks. Okay, so that's capitalism. Soviet Union, okay, communism and dictatorship. So if you realize, if you actually think about it, right, okay, the West and Soviet Union, what they believe in, inherently, right at the most basic point, they are already in conflict with one another because they believe in completely different ends of the spectrum. You all agree? You all agree? Okay, I hope you can see that. So there's this very well-known saying, I think you have heard of it before, where the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? But what happens when a common enemy is defeated? So who is the enemy here that I'm referring to?
Germany.
Germany, yes. Right, so the reason why USA and Soviet Union came together because they had a common enemy, which was Germany. Right, so the enemy of my enemy is my friend. But now that, okay, Germany is defeated, is there anything that ties them together anymore? No.
Why?
Okay, so you see the big three. Alright, so you see, okay, everybody can identify this guy, Stalin. And then you have Churchill.
So what the point then be? Leading
And you have Roosevelt. Okay, so Churchill represents which country? Britain. Okay, Roosevelt of USA. So this is 1943. What is significant about the year 1943? War ended? War has not ended, okay? So now why am I going to talk about this? Because I want to show you that even before war officially ended in 1945, there were already some cracks, okay, in the relationship between Soviet Union and the West. Okay, and where did these cracks actually come from? Okay, from this Tehran conference. Now, this is not in your textbook. Okay, this is additional knowledge, but it will actually help you understand, and you can actually use this information in your essays as well. Okay, so the Tehran conference, okay, happens in 1943, and and that was, okay, 4 years after World War Two started. World War Two started in 1939, right? Where they actually met up to discuss, okay, military issues. So you know that Stalin, okay, he had not enough soldiers, not enough resources. So this is at this point in time in the conference, he requested for USA and the Allied forces to actually send help to him in Europe. Okay? He wanted help. Right? He was pressing for a second front since 1941. However, the Allied forces, okay, so they agreed. They say yes, we will send help. But it took them, okay, 3 years to send help to Soviet Union. Okay? So there was a delay. Now, what did the West actually say? Okay, so the Allied forces say, oh, it's not we don't want to help you, but you know we are also very busy fighting our battles. We will help you, okay, but you just have to be a bit patient, okay. But the patience, okay, had to drag on for 3 years. Now, how would you feel if you were studying?
Angry, walau. Sad and angry.
Upset, angry. But was there anything that Stanley could really do? Okay, no, he could only just wait. But the main point being that this delay, okay, led to a great mistrust on Stanley's part. So he felt that, right? He felt that the Allied forces, okay, delay the sending of the troops, hoping that Germany would defeat Soviet Union, and that the West wanted to see Soviet Union being completely, okay, annihilated. Okay, so there was already mistrust on Stalin's end already. He said that, okay, is it like, you delay so that hoping that Hitler will defeat me, and then after that Soviet Union will just die off, right? So you see the mistrust already happening. Okay. Now, during the conference, okay, so besides the part about requesting for help for second front, okay, Stalin and the rest also discussed what to do with Germany, what to do with Poland, and what to do with Eastern Europe after the war ended. So they were very confident, they were very confident that they're going to win, right? Because even before the war ended, they already discussed how we're going to divide up these areas, right? So the second front, okay, so this is the second front that I was talking about. Now the second front is D-Day, right? This happened in 1944, and this is where you actually see the Allied forces finally landing, okay, coming through to the beaches of Normandy, right, to actually rescue the soldiers who were trapped, because they have German soldiers coming down. Okay, so you try to imagine, okay, it's a seaside town. Okay, imagine it's a seaside town, and then the Allied troops, okay, have been slowly defeated and pushed towards the coast of the sea. Right, so they keep getting pushed back. They keep losing the battles. The German forces are coming down on them, advancing on them. Then they keep falling backward, and there's nowhere to run because behind them is the sea. Okay, and the soldiers, okay, kept waiting, okay, because if the German troops continue to advance, okay, then there's no way out, right? But fortunately, the Allied forces came through, and they actually came via the ships, okay, to actually rescue the soldiers, right? So this particular event, right, was actually in a movie that was
I thought it's in a game also.
2 years ago.
19 something.
What's the name of the movie? I can't remember now.
I thought it's in a game also.
The game?
Game also. Call of Duty World War 2. Call of Duty World War
I can't remember the name of the movie right now. Does anybody recall?
2. Is it 90 something?
No, it's not whatever you're saying. No, it's not Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, I thought Saving Private Ryan.
No, this one is just basically about the whatever was going on there. And the whole film, right?
Oh, I don't know.
There was no talking at all. I think I talked about this already, right? Last year I mentioned this.
Yeah.
It's a silent movie. There was no talking at all. And then the only thing that you hear is actually the ticking of a clock.
What the movie that say got no dialogue?
Okay, because I mean, it's in a sense, it's not a documentary. It's quite artistic in that sense, lah. Okay, because there's the talk. You know the ticking of the clock. You know what it signifies or not?
Huh? Is it or like time ticking? Got limited time.
What does the ticking of the clock signifies?
How everybody?
Yes, that time is running out. Right, that time is running out. Every second that passes by, okay, is closer to them being attacked by the Germans. Okay, the movie ends when the ticking of the clock stops. Okay, and they are rescued. But I don't think you could have watched it because it's an NCT. It was NC16.
Yeah, we can now.
Yeah, but this was 2 years ago. Okay. Let me try to find out the name of the movie. Alright. Okay, I hope you are actually now on page 4 of your notes. Okay, turn to page 4 of your slides. Now I'm basically setting the stage for you now, okay, to understand why it eventually broke out. Okay, so the Yalta Conference happened before the defeat of Germany, okay, where they actually discussed, okay, what they're going to do. So they agreed that Germany is going to be divided into 4 zones, right? Soviet Union is going to take Poland, okay, Polish land. Poland take German lands, okay, as part of war spoils. Okay, and they actually agreed that Europe would hold free and fair elections. Now you see the little timeline at the bottom, okay, along the way, okay, it's going to be blacked out when we move to different years. Okay, so 7th of May, right, just now the Yalta Conference was in February, right, so 7th of May you have the surrender of Germany. Okay, and so the big three met again. Now, what difference do you notice now in terms of the big three? Okay, I don't want stupid answers.
The people in the big tree.
Yes, thank you. Okay, Hafiz. The people, okay, representing the countries. So, Clement Attlee, okay, had replaced Churchill, and then Truman had replaced Roosevelt. Now, Roosevelt had died. Okay, sadly, he died before Germany was defeated. Okay, so he
He got
was
shot aja.
he died of a stroke. Two steps.
Two steps I need no more.
Okay, two steps after trying to defeat Germany. Okay, and then Truman actually replaced Roosevelt.
Then the France, no. That's the longer. That's no more.
Wait.
France. This one France.
Now, one thing to note here is that even though the countries that met at the conference are the same, their leaders are different, and the leaders' personalities are also different. So compared to Roosevelt, Truman was very different. Okay, now what do I mean by this? Because this actually has an impact on the policies that were introduced later on. Truman is not, or rather was not as tolerant as Roosevelt. Okay, Roosevelt is more peace-loving,
Nicer.
right? Want to avoid conflict. Maybe in a sense, if you put it maybe nicer, but he didn't. He just wanted to avoid conflict, not willing to get into conflict. Okay. However, Truman, okay, how he came into power actually affected the policies that he put into place. Okay, so how did he actually come into power? Now, usually in USA, okay, people vote for their presidents. Am I right? So Roosevelt was voted into power by the Americans. So he had the people's consensus. He had the support of the people. However, wait, one more time I'm going to say it out of class. I don't see what's so funny. However, Roosevelt died very suddenly. Okay? Because he died so suddenly, and at that point in time, war was still going on. Okay, war in US had not ended. They needed someone to step up as president. So they didn't have time to actually conduct elections. What happened was the Vice President Truman stepped up to become president.
Wow, so happy as well.
Okay. However, yeah, maybe you say happy, maybe Truman happy, but because he was vice president and then he suddenly took on the role of president, does it mean automatically as president he will get the support of the Americans? No. So he had to fight very hard to win their support. And how did he fight very hard to win the support? You will see that later on, okay, the Truman Doctrine, the containment policy, okay, the policies that he introduced were also aimed at number one, yes, okay, going against Soviet Union, competing against Soviet Union, but at the same time, he needed to get the people on his side. And the people, the Americans, okay, they don't like communism. And so he had to take into consideration, okay, what the people wanted before he could put a policy in place. So that also accounted for, okay, why you will see that he took a stronger stand against communism than Roosevelt. Okay? So you see his face not very happy, right? Okay, not very happy. Okay, so this is when they met for the Potsdam Conference. Okay, so now I have talked about 3 conferences already. What are the 3 conferences that I talked about? Before Yalta? Okay. So you will see that later on there is an acronym. So there's a Tehran Conference. Now, why is the Tehran Conference important and significant? Okay, remember the delayed second front. Can you all write this down? Okay, now this is there's the acronym is on actually on page 5, TYPS. The types. So T stands for Tehran. The significance of Tehran, the delayed second front led to mistrust. Okay, led to Stalin's mistrust. Led to Stalin's mistrust. Okay, of the West. Okay, the second one, okay, TYPE. So why was the Yalta Conference? Okay. So Tehran Conference was in 1941. 1943. 4 years. So no, this was before. Right. Yeah. Yalta was 1945, but before the February, right? February 1945. Because Germany surrendered in May. February, okay? And then P is Potsdam Conference. Okay, this happens in August 45. Yalta was still, everything was all good. Okay? So, yeah, they are still friends. Okay, but you will see Potsdam, okay, this is when the disagreement started. Okay, so this actually led to the last one, okay, T, Y, T, and T. So the end of conferences and also signifying, okay, the end of their cordial relationship because relations started breaking down. Okay, so here is when you have the same relations after. The challenge in your Sec 4 topics, you realize is that previously in Sec 3 is very factorial based. That means we learn about reasons why Stalin rose to power, for example. Then we learn about impact of Hitler's rule. Then we look at reasons for war, reasons for defeat. It's very factor based. But when it comes to the Cold War, it's no longer factor based. It's chronology. Meaning to say that I will in terms of how you learn, I'm going to give you the content, and then how you make sense of that content to put it nicely into your essay. Okay, that's why I say that I always discourage my students from ever doing Sec 4 SEQ. Okay, it's difficult, right? It's not as straightforward as factor based in Sec 3. Okay. Right, when I give you samples of Cold War essay questions, you will know what I mean. Okay, so can you all follow so far? Okay, TYPE. Okay, after I finish talking about Potsdam and end result, I will give you a short break. Okay, so the Potsdam conference, okay, like I said, is when there is some kind of they start to disagree already. War had ended. Okay, they divide Germany into 4 zones. So this one is what they agreed on. They already agreed on this in Yalta. Where the disagreement came about, how would Eastern Europe be ruled? Okay, so in particularly how Central and Eastern Europe, okay, would be ruled. Because the thing is that when war ended, whatever countries that were attacked by Germany suddenly become free, right? They are now free what? Because they no longer under German rule. So what did they agree at Yalta? Free elections, that means all the countries that were once under German rule or German occupation, okay, after the war they can choose who they want to rule. They can have their own elections. But Stalin, during the Potsdam Conference, okay, he would not agree to that. He wanted Eastern European countries to be under communist rule.
So is it because people vote right, people won't vote for communism?
Because, well, I think
That's true, right? That's true, right?
he didn't want to take the risk. Okay, because it was the Red Army, right, that actually liberalized Eastern Europe from Germany, from German occupation. So already, when the war ended, right, the Red Army was already there in all these countries in Eastern Europe. So technically, as part of the Potsdam Conference, he's supposed to let the countries have elections. But okay, either he did not or he allowed the elections but just for show only because at the end of the day it would be pro-communist governments that would be installed in Eastern Europe. Right? Okay, so this is where the disagreement came about. Okay, where the idea of free elections. Okay, so TYPES. Okay, and of course, at the same time, towards the end of the Potsdam Conference, because it was held in August, right? Okay, August 1945 is also when war in Asia actually also ended. Right? Okay? Can follow so far? Any questions? Class questions?
Nope.
No? Okay, if not, now I will give you a short 5-minute break, and then when we come back, we will carry on.
It's freezing.
Yes.